Hey everybody, welcome back to DDJ's Inferno, the weekly live stream where I discuss men's issues. I should say issues, apologize, I'm a little bit under the weather still. Being your own man, as well as living safely in a gynocentric society. And before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody watching, everybody who supports me on Patreon, everybody who bought my book, and of course, every one of my subscribers. I just wanted to say I appreciate and I value all of your support. I've been sick, so my voice may come and go. I'm probably going to suck on a couple throat lozenges. The show last night went over 5 hours, so there was some entertainment value there. For this particular show, I actually was going to drink, but decided not to, just because I want to heal. So, just so you guys are aware, again, my voice may not be great. I'll be sucking on some cough drops, and that might actually impact my diction, but not in any sort of erectile dysfunction sort of way. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So a few days ago, Mad Shangi had invited me, Mad Shangi, Patrick Duran, invited me to go on the Kumite with him so that he and I could apparently hash out our differences or something. My biggest concern about a lot of the blood sport stuff that's been going on is that the majority of the moderators do not seem to express control. And if they get somebody on their stream whom they like or somebody on the stream whom they dislike, the moderators usually end up dogpiling with one of the guests against the other. The other concern that I have is that, for those that don't know, I've got a background in family law. Not only did I do a lot of divorce and dependency actions, I did a variety of types of family law, everything from divorce, dependency, domestic violence, a lot of that stuff. And one of the things that the internet blood sports has reminded me of is like reconciliation therapy, like in the beginning of therapy when the parent and the child get back together and the therapist just tells the child, look, just, say whatever it is you have to say to your parent and just get it all out. And so the kid will spurg out on the parent and start yelling back and forth. And you see this a lot in blood sports. It's almost like an encounter group where they just yell at each other. They talk over each other. Sometimes they don't even use their own talking points. They use other people's talking points. So I'm not a real big fan of the blood sports format. I hope that it continues to evolve. And I know Jeremy from the Quartering, he actually said, or I should say, he talked about internet blood sports extremely articulately, and he actually can relay I'm in complete agreement with him. He can relay that information far better than I can. So if you haven't seen his blood sports video, check out Jeremy at the Quartering on YouTube. It's a great video, and I don't necessarily agree with everything that Jeremy says, but in broad strokes, we are absolutely in agreement. But more importantly, I'm interested in a conversation. I'm interested in a one-on-one. That's why I did DDJ's Inferno. It's meant to be a one-on-one show. And I've even had people I've disagreed with. I had the vegan Jack Green, who's a vegan MGTOW. We disagreed on veganism. I gave him plenty of room to speak his mind. I gave Coach Eli. Coach Eli came on my stream. There were things he and I disagreed about. I gave him opportunity to speak. And then, of course, for those that missed it, I did a stream with Kraut and T. And there were things Kraut and T and I disagreed on. And I called him out on those things. But again, I gave him room to speak. I gave him room. I gave him a platform. Pardon me. I gave him a platform in order to speak his piece and to say what he needed to say. And I did the same thing for Mad Shangi. I said, look, I'm not interested in the whole blood sports thing. If you want to have a one-on-one with me on equal terms, I'm happy to do that. Now, he was concerned that because this was my forum and my format, that, I don't know, he was just concerned. I think he was afraid of going on equal footing with me or something. I don't know. I would have given him plenty of opportunity to state his case. And I said the same thing to him that I said to other people that have criticized me, especially when it came to, and the most notable example would be the Kraut and T situation, where I put out the announcement video letting everybody know I was going to stream with him. And I put out an announcement video and I said, look, and I put it in the chat, I said, look, if you have evidence of Kraut doxing anybody, send it to me. Don't send me somebody's YouTube channel. Send me evidence that can stand on its own. I don't want to hear what anybody else has to say. I don't want to hear a Me Too opinion. I don't want to hear, well, Mr. Smith made this video and he said that crowd. I don't want to hear he said, she said. I want to see evidence that can stand on its own. Because the only way that you can measure whether or not somebody is innocent or guilty of what you accuse them of is an unbroken chain of evidence. And because I come from a legal background, that's important to me. I'm not into hashtag Me Too cucks who run around spurging out and dogpiling people. I see feminists have done this way too much in the family court. It's not a place I want to be. And it's not even a conversation I'm willing to have when it comes to non-evidence. I don't want to hear, well, Mr. Smith said this or Mrs. Smith said, I don't care about that. Show me the evidence. Show me standalone evidence, and I'll go with that. And I said the same thing to Shangi. Show me evidence. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He didn't do it. And when I asked him to basically back up his words and talk to me directly, he refused to do it. You see, Shangi would rather talk about me than talk to me. And that's fine. I get it. Now, I understand that, Shangi is concerned that this is going to be a character assassination stream. It's not. It's going to be no more of a character assassination stream against Shangi or a troll stream or bullying or anything like that. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be as objective as my streams about MGTOW 101, is about Chris Cantu, the Cantu Cuck Squad, Angry MGTOW, and as well as the Red Pill ICO scam. So people need to understand that. And that's the other part of the reason that I'm not drinking today. And here's the thing, I was hoping to get away from a lot of unnecessary drama. I really was. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus doing my own thing. I've got a bunch of videos. I'm half of them are scripted. Some of them are completely scripted. I've got stuff I want to do. But unfortunately, as you guys are going to see here real soon, this took precedent over everything. So, I thought that with the end of all that other drama, that I would be done stacking bodies like firewood. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So, so basically here we are, we're in this situation, and we really got to look at, where things are at. So let's go ahead and get started. And then again, if I have to cough, I apologize. If I have to chew on a throat lozenge, I apologize. So just kind of an FYI. This is going to be kind of a casual off the cuff stream to kind of go over some things that I've noticed and to share my concerns toward the end, and hopefully to offer some advice and help from other people, or I should say to other people. All right. So with that in mind, let's get started. So this first clip that you see on your screen, this is a post from Mad Shangi, Patrick Duran. He says, I was a fan of both TFM and him, I'm assuming he means me. You skip to the next line. I criticized him. I trolled him. I got on his nerves. Now he's proven my suspicions right by gathering intel on me. I just want to make sure that everybody's clear. I actually haven't gathered any intel on Mad Shangi at all. I didn't even know who this guy was. I mean, the guy has less than 1,000 subs. He's got multiple channels, and I don't think any of his channels have over 200 subscribers, and most of them have under 100. Like, he's just making channels like every day or some shit. I have no clue. But people who follow me, again, this is why I thank my subscribers. I thank the people on my Patreon. They brought him to my attention. They were like, holy shit, this guy is a spurg, and you need to be concerned about him. I'm like, yeah, that's whatever, And because the thing is, he apparently had a YouTube channel late last year. And I don't know if it was last year or the first part of this year, like January. He started making spurg videos about me. He was in my comments. I knew him from my comments. And he just started just being an ass. And I don't mean disagreement. I don't mean disagreeing on any issues. That's fine. I'm talking about just ad hominem attacks and just, just blatant harassment. And I'm like, you know what? You're taking away from the conversation. So I blocked him on my YouTube channel as far as the comment section is concerned. I moved on with my day. Apparently he was making videos about me at that point, and I just didn't know. Then when I still had my Twitter account, he started harassing me on my Twitter account. And again, he admits to being a troll. He admits it. This is him. This isn't me. This is him. That's his account. And that was a screenshot somebody sent me. And so I was like, he was a dick on my Twitter. I didn't want to get drawn into any kind of Twitter drama unnecessarily. he wasn't really interested in talking about facts. He was just making baseless allegations. So I blocked him on my Twitter. So I'm not paying attention to him on my Twitter. I'm not paying attention to him, on my YouTube comments. And I switch over to Gab. Now, the reason I say that is because I've asked him for evidence. I've even looked at some of his videos and other people have watched his entire streams. He doesn't present any evidence of what the fuck he says. And look, as a family law professional, I advocate 100% of the time when people make false allegations against you of sexual assault, sexual harassment, rape, domestic violence, you have to go scorched earth on them. And the reason that you have to do it is so that not only do they get the message, but that any dumb motherfuckers who didn't get the fucking message the first time can look at their head on a pike and go, oh, maybe I shouldn't make that same fucking mistake. Now, if you look at the information that I've provided you already, I've put plenty of heads on pikes since the beginning of January. And apparently, there are some people who are too stupid to get the message. So apparently, I have to deliver the message again. And again, this isn't bullying. This isn't harassment. This is me responding to a campaign of bullying and harassment. Because coming to my channel, coming to me, talking shit about me, that's one thing. But dealing with me directly, that's a whole other thing entirely, as you will see shortly. Now, the reason I bring that up is because Mad Shangi says that he's never accused anybody of any kind of, promoting pedophilia or anything like that. This is a blatant lie. If you look at this particular next clip, you will see Mad Shangi has falsely accused Phil from the Dollhouse of advocating for child sex dolls. Phil doesn't. Now, there are some sex dolls that may look a little bit younger, but they all have full breasts. They all have hip to thigh ratio. And yes, some of them are smaller and bigger just because of cost analysis. But you have to understand, Phil's never done this. He doesn't advocate for it. And more importantly, even if he did, he couldn't get those sex dolls in the UK because they would seize them at the border. There are laws against it. So with that in mind, this is one of the things that I was like, look, you have some evidence? And of course he didn't. He's a hashtag Me Too cuck, just like every other hashtag Me Too cuck. And he turns around and he shoots the allegation out with no evidence and assumes the worst. I've interviewed Phil about this. There's an interview on my channel with myself, with Lily Even 32, and with Phil, and we go into it in detail, and I ask him about it. And I haven't seen any evidence otherwise where anybody can point to anything credible that supports anything Shangi says, let alone this false allegation here. So now the other thing that I wanted to say too, let me kind of jump around a little bit. So Shangi wouldn't come to me. He wouldn't agree to come on my stream, but he's streaming right now. He's streaming right now because he wants to counter troll me because he thinks I'm trolling him. I'm not. Now, the reason I say this is kind of amusing is because, again, Shangi is such a spurg. He's had multiple channels taken down. He's been kicked off of Twitter on multiple accounts. I mean, the guy he's mental. We're going to get into a little bit more of that later. But again, he's mental. And to give you exactly an idea of how obsessed this man is with me, if you look at his last 10 videos, 9 of them are directly about me. Oh, and the last video, the Rainbow Triad, done by Butt Plugs for Teeth. There you go. Cantu Cuck Squad confirmed. Butt Plugs for Teeth. He's a big Cantu Cuck Squad dick rider. He's a super spurg. He's nowhere near as articulate as Patrick is. And again, Patrick being Mad Shangi. But oh my God, it's yeah. Like, if you ever want a good laugh one night and you want to watch somebody just spurg the fuck out, go get yourself a 12-pack and go look at Bullets for Teeth stuff. It's amazing. But again, and by the way, look at this. 5 days ago, 2 weeks ago. So in the last 2 weeks, he's made 9 videos of 10 videos about me. Now, we go to my Gab. And again, an hour ago, Mad Shangi, 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 Mad Shangi's dick rider, Mad Shangi's dick rider, Mad Shangi's dick rider, Mad Shangi's dick rider, Mad Shangi, Mad Shangi, Mad Shangi, Mad Shangi. That's in 2 days. And I can continue. Mad Shangi, Mad Shangi,
Just
more Mad Shangi. Just a couple posts, okay? This man is absolutely obsessed. Look, I'm not even beyond 2 days yet. I'm not even beyond 2 days yet, and this man has a love affair with me. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Mad Shangi. Mad Shangi. Again, this is still 2 days, okay? Look, I'm halfway down my page. If you look at the little scroll bar on the right here, look, halfway down the page. 2 days. 2 days. Come on now. Come on now. You're trolling me. I trolled him. He's trolling me. The man is obsessed. All right, so let's talk about Mad Shangi for a minute. Now, Mad Shangi, he goes by the name of Patrick Duran. Patrick Duran on Facebook is Mad Shangi Entertainment, CEO 2000 to present. He lives in Calgary, Alberta, according to his Facebook. He went to Riverside Secondary School in Port Coquitlam, whatever the fuck it is, in British Columbia. Sorry, I fucked up your town. My bad. He lives in Calgary. And, of course, he's got his glamour shots over here on the right. And then, his badass pic right here with all 4 of his chins. And again, who is Mad Shangi? You know what? According to Reddit, according to, God, who is this? Dead Bill 528. Mad Shangi is the greatest YouTuber of all time because he makes musical ponage videos and pioneered ponage culture. Well, shit. Sorry, PewDiePie. It's not you. You are not the greatest YouTuber of all time. And all you people that have, that have over 132 subs, yeah, it's not you either. It's the Mad Shangi. Mad Shangi's been doing this since 2007. And he has the subs to prove it. All 132 of them. Plus whatever he's got on his other channels, assuming with his sock puppet accounts, which apparently he's prone to do. But yeah, and he starts talking about who we've pwned and blah, blah, blah. And then it's, this is the 10th anniversary of Mad Shangi's YouTube career. Thank you for all your efforts in bringing ponage culture, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is obviously, this isn't Mad Shangi, of course. It's only got the 1 upvote. Clearly, this isn't a sock puppet account. Clearly, this person who's only got 1 point, who this is the only thing here. Clearly, this is a long-time Reddit user. Clearly, it's not a sock puppet account. Clearly, this person isn't just full of shit. In fact, he has so much support that in the comments section, Canadian critic, he also violates Canada's child pornography laws. Now, I can't confirm that. I just know what the Reddit commenters say. And apparently he had some beef with David Ray Amos, who, and you guys can look this person up. I'm not going to go into it. Apparently they had some issue back in the day. But it says, looky, balls on hooky. It's Patty Baby promoting himself again. Mean Old Me has been able to Mean Old Me was finally able to flag down his Twitter after him and his buddy Barry Winter sexually harassed my minor children for years. Now, I didn't dig too far into this, but I do know that this David Ray Amos is actually a legit person. That is his real name. And again, people send me this shit. I didn't go searching for it. I didn't even know who this nobody was. We are all nobodies behind keyboards, right? We're just random people. We put our pants on one leg at a time. We're just random people. I didn't know who this guy was until these people sent this stuff to me. And there were lots of people that sent this stuff to me because he's just such a spurg. So again, Mr. violating Canada's child pornography laws and sexually harassing somebody else's minor children for years. Then he turns around and he falsely accuses people of other things that he himself has been accused of. Really? Really? This is where you're going? This is the hill you want to die on. And then you want to come and accuse me of stuff. And then you expect for me just to go, oh, okay, well, I guess Mad Shangi owned me. I guess I should just roll over and play dead now. You got me. Well, let's talk about who else Mad Shangi is, okay? Mad Shangi has a blog. It's called The Blog of Shangi. The Mad Musings of Mad Shangi. And again, Patrick Duran, he puts all this shit out there. And look, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, you know. And then, of course, he's got, you know, like what he's interested into and all this. And I'll be providing links to all this shit so you guys can look it up yourselves. So there's no confusion, because I don't want anybody to, you know, accuse me of being dishonest or anything like that. Now, this is from his blog, because, you know, Shangi's a sex god. Shangi's Bang Me score is 91%. And I quote, "Yep, it's true. I'm a very sexy man. That's why some people choose to be fixated on me and follow me wherever I go. Oh, well, that's the life of an internet superstar like Mad Shangi. Hashtag local lives matter." Holy shit. Oh my God. This is amazing. And again, you know, this guy is a sex god. This guy. Okay? He gets all the pussy, apparently. Now, and again, so we go from that to this. This is his Twitter when he still had it. And again, as attention whores, you should know who the alpha MGTOW is. That's me, baby. The real Mad Shangi is the real king of MGTOW. Anybody think he's pathological yet other than me? And again, these are... Yeah, and these are Lily. These are tweets to you, and obviously I'm going to get to you in a second, of course, because you have some information to share as well. But again, he's like, you know, talking about Lily. She didn't want to be on the Mad Shangi show because I'm too alpha. You know, the Mad Shangi didn't want to be on the Mad Shangi show. Again, white knights assemble, because, you know, nobody did. Nobody defended Lily. Nobody's white knighting for her. She can stand up for herself. You know, and again, just random shit. Again, this guy. And, you know, here's the other thing, too. Like, this is how bad it is. Mad Shangi actually made a Plenty of Fish profile, and he tagged his own name with it. Are you shitting me right now? He tagged his own name in his Plenty of Fish profile. Publicly available. You know? Let's talk about Mad Shangi for a minute, because, you know, it's all about him. I've had it with time wasters and neurotic, I'm assuming bitches, that invite me out because they think I want to listen to them, I'm assuming bitch, about other men. No, I'm not seeking a long-term relationship, not even a short-term relationship. I used to think I wanted those things when I was young and optimistic, but my experience has taught me that women are whores and will do anything to trap a guy into their never-ending soap opera. All you single mothers and fake bisexuals can kiss my blank ass. Well, pro tip here, Mad Shangi. Guess what? This profile, it'll do exactly what you're looking for. It won't get you a long-term relationship, and it won't get you a short-term relationship either. Period. And the reality is that it's not all women are whores. It's that they all can be. So, you know, figure it out. Don't just hate women just to hate. I don't hate women. I don't hate anybody. I don't even hate you, Mad Shangi. I kind of feel sorry for you, even though I'm kind of poking fun at you. And we'll get to that a little bit more later. But again, Mad Shangi, dating profile. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to switch gears a little bit. And obviously, you guys know my Q&A thought. I usually keep her in the corner. And, you know, she's pretty obedient. She doesn't pee on the floor. She doesn't talk out of turn. So it's been good so far. So with that in mind, Lily, talk about your interactions with Mad Shangi on Twitter.
Yes, senpai. Of course, senpai. All right.
See, guys, training. It's important. Go ahead.
All right. So this guy, I guess he didn't get the attention he wanted from DDJ. So he came over to my Twitter and he was like, I'm going to send 1 million tweets at this girl. So he did. He sent, 73, you can see it there. 73 tweets, and he was like making videos about me at some stage. He went from, oh, it's not working, getting at DDJ this way, so now I'm going to harass someone else and see if they'll get his attention.
Hold on for a second. I mean, this is 73 tweets from February 5th until he got banned off of Twitter on this one account. This is his main account, not his backup. And I think he was banned on Twitter before March started. So this is less than a month. And remember, February was a short month. 73 tweets. Go on, Lily.
Oh god, it was actually like, it was 2 weeks or something. I don't know. I just know my Twitter was blown up every day by him, and I was like, wow. And then he started making videos and being like completely retarded. So then he sent me a message, and he was like, "Oh hey, you want to come on the Mad Shangi show?" It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
That would be this message here on the screen.
Yeah.
Go on.
So
you're breaking up.
I didn't even answer that message.
Okay.
Sorry. So yeah, I didn't even answer that message, and then he used that to extra spurg out. It was highly entertaining.
Yeah.
So yeah, he kind of
was
did
crazy
it to everyone. I think he did it to someone else before as well.
Yeah. He is spurred. Here's some screenshots of some of the messages he sent to Lily. And again, you got 73 tweets over the, from February 5th to probably the end of the month, 2-3 weeks, something like that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that's really hilarious. So like toward the end, let me see if I can find, here we go. Toward the end, he's posting direct messages between himself and other people. And again, he says, and I quote, "Lily's DMs are open. I'm in sweetheart mode. If she's the attention whore I think she is, she couldn't turn me down." So Captain Alpha MGTOW or King of MGTOW or, super sexy 91% bangable beast who apparently isn't going to ever have a short-term relationship, let alone a long-term one, sent her 73 tweets. And when that wouldn't work, he shot her a private message and she never responded. And I'm like, holy shit.
He's using that granny lady to back him up, like needs her confirmation to be a man.
Right. Well, and we're going to talk about that for a second. Because, the thing about this is, and I guess where I'm kind of going with this is it, and I know this is going to sound like ad hominem, and I know this is going to sound like I'm just making a personal attack, but I'm not. These aren't even my words. They're not even my words. So you have to understand that when I say this, okay? This is a description. It is not an insult. Mad Shangi is a wannabe dick rider. He really is. You don't believe me? Let's go to the Encyclopedia Dramatica. Holy shit. Under the section, wannabe dick riders. The following gems of humanity are those who not only wish to be figurative dick riders, but literal ones as well. For those folks who are obsessed with anything Conglin, whoever the hell that is, after gleaning through most of their online content, you couldn't have a single doubt that they want to ride the dick in the reel. Let's begin with the Mad Shangi. Bam! Holy shit! Mad Shangi, wannabe dick rider, Encyclopedia Dramatica. Yeah, you're getting this link too. You are absolutely getting this link. Okay? This dying alone 30-year-old obscure internet troll has failed to get Conglin prosecuted for copyright infringement and partakes in schemes concocted by his fellow capital A atheist retards. He also can't help but portray himself as a hilariously insecure man-child on relationship forums, calling others fags and N-words. I'm not going to say that because I'm not going to be offensive. But again, he's clearly potentially racist. He's clearly, anti-LBGT. And I have to say, I am a little bit concerned about that, being a masculine presenting transgender lesbian. I am concerned about that. And when they laugh at him or simply point out the errors in his unabashedly disturbed mindset. Oh, did we mention he's an MRA who bears some of the same traits as the late Elliot Rodger? So they've described him down here, and this is, I don't know if this is an apt description or not, but according to this, it says, according to his ED, I don't know if that's a erectile dysfunction page, but according to his ED page, this is an apt description of the irrelevance that is the Mad Shangi. Skeevy douchebag from Canada who makes flame pages of people who outwit him. Eventually, erectile dysfunction will need to expand their storage beyond all measure to contain the butthurt whinings of this user. Oh, and by the way, this is also the page where I found his Plenty of Fish profile. So for those people who really want to have the entertainment value there, and of course I read it. So Again, then there's another Plenty of Fish one here that they say. Now, they don't cite a source on the second one. I didn't really look at it again. This was sort of a last minute stream. I apologize, but anybody who wants to, dig into the alpha MGTOW, king of MGTOW, wants the dick in the real Mad Shangi, you can do so here. Now, I was like, shit, maybe this is hyperbole hyperbole. Maybe they're just being offensive. Maybe Shangi really just doesn't want the dick. Maybe he's not gay. And if he's gay, hey, more power to him, right? Again, as a member of the LGBT community, more power to him. Well, the reality is that Shangi, now Saomi is a YouTuber and it's a trap. And Shangi sent her a dick pic because he wanted to bang Saomi. So yes, he is a legit wannabe dick rider. A literal wannabe dick rider. The Encyclopedia Dramatica was absolutely correct. That's amazing to me. It is absolutely amazing to me. And I questioned Saomi about it. I said, Saomi, WTF? Shangi sent you a dick pic? And she said, yeah. I said, damn. I said, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty used to guys sending me that kind of stuff, so it doesn't think anything of it. Now, as you can see from here, I have a confession to make. So we're all on the same page. I'm not a real MGTOW because I don't send dick pics. Now you know. And apparently, he's the king of MGTOW. So apparently all MGTOW must send dick pics. I don't send dick pics. So apparently if you don't send dick pics, you're not MGTOW either. Just so we're clear, according to the Mad Shangi. But yeah, I'm like, really? So here's the thing. So, we go from that. And then we go to where it gets crazy. Now, the reason I bring this up is because even though this is like a feminist thing, Shangi he's deranged. He's absolutely deranged. This is a poem he wrote that this feminist posted. And it was, at the end of it, it was, gonna spill more blood than your average thriller because Mad Shangi is the feminist killer. And, yeah, it's words on the internet. It's mean words on the internet. And generally that's really not that big a deal. But again, all these posts about me, the man is obsessed with me. Once he targets somebody, and I'm not the first person he's targeted. He targeted some guy from the Drunken Peasants, and he targeted other people before that. He targeted that Amos guy. Apparently there's some credible allegations that he was sexually harassing minor children. I mean, this guy's not stable. And yeah, I can kind of joke around and whatever, but the reality is this man is not stable. And even though if it was just this poem, I'd be like, okay, it's dark comedy and we move on with our day. But that's not it. This guy he's not stable. And again, I say this as a man who worked as a family court professional in domestic violence. I say this as a man who's worked in dependency where I've had to deal with the mentally ill. On both sides where the law firm I was with either defended them and tried to get, a better outcome for them, or we went after them because they were doing the wrong thing. And again, we go move forward. Let's talk about more evidence. Apparently Sally Angel Sparrow on Facebook, she saw it as well. And she said, wow, somebody's got issues. Now, if you can't see this, I'm going to read it to you. Under Patrick John Durant, the Mad Shangi. And again, we saw the picture before. Let me kind of bounce back to it so we remember this picture here. This is a Facebook post from him. And I don't know when it was, but it was a while ago. And it says, this is tagline. It says, I'm somebody that's going to end up plunging a pocket knife into your fucking throat. CEO at Mad Shangi Entertainment. Now, he responds to her post about, wow, somebody's got issues. He says, Sally Angel Sparrow, yeah, I'll say. Somebody's butthurt enough to stalk my Facebook? Want me to plunge a knife into your fucking throat, bitch? This man's not stable. He's not. And, nobody should be making death threats against people. And I agree with the idea of freedom of speech. I'm a First Amendment constitutionalist and a First Amendment absolutist when it comes to that. But I also agree with the United States Supreme Court that you don't incite violence. In other words, you don't threaten people. You don't threaten people with specific acts. That is a very specific act. You know, it would be different to go, hey, you know, I hope I hope somebody stabs her or whatever, depending. That might be like walking the line, but this guy's basically threatening her. That's ridiculous. I don't care if she's the most misandrist feminist in the world. You don't threaten people with violence. You know, if you have a life or death situation and you want to respond to people with violence because you have to protect yourself or you protect a loved one, you use the violence that's necessary and no more. But you don't go out making just random threats of violence. No normal person does that. You know, so I looked up in Psychology Today just to kind of, look at this a little bit. And I was like, holy shit. And so I wanted to touch on this as well. And again, this blog post will be there. It says, although theories of psychopathy may vary, most researchers tend to agree real-world psychopaths demonstrate a cluster of 3 personality characteristics. This cluster is referred to as the dark triad because people who possess these 3 traits often exhibit malevolent behaviors, crime, ethical violations, etc. So they talk about Machiavellianism, where they're duplicitous, they're cunning, they're manipulative. This is exactly everything that Mad Shangi is doing. He's reframed his arguments. He's been dishonest with his arguments. He has no morality whatsoever, exactly as described here. It says that they manipulate others on impulse, like an alcoholic has an impulse to drink. Sometimes this manipulation is done to achieve personal gain. Other times it's done for fun, and they can't stop themselves. And the example, internet trolling. And remember, Shangi admitted that he was trolling me, and you saw how obsessed he got with it. It was pretty ridiculous. So as we go back here, they talk about him being master manipulators. Now, granted, I know Shangi's the king of MGTOW, and he's got a 91% bang score, and apparently he's got the plenty of fish profile to bring all the chicks to the yard, but somehow I saw through that manipulation. You move on. You talk about lack of conscience and empathy. And again, I'm just going to kind of touch on this. When someone hurts us or makes us mad, we may think, I want to punch him or I could kill him, but we would never actually do it. Psychopaths don't have that brake pedal. Generally speaking, if they want to do it, they'll do it. This man has no impulse control. If he had impulse control, he wouldn't have made 9 out of 10 videos about me. I wouldn't have my entire Gab feed stuffed with pay attention to me senpai posts because I want your dick, like I'm going to give to Saomi. That wouldn't be the case. And then in addition to that, narcissism. All right, let's go back. My bang me score is 91%. Yep, it's true. I'm a very sexy man. That's why some people choose to be fixated on me and follow me wherever I go. Ah, well, that's the life of an internet superstar like Mad Shangi. Internet superstar. This guy is a legit narcissist. And the thing about narcissists is this, and I know this from experience because I've had to deal with them in the context of family court and in my personal life. The second that you call them out, that's the second that they get extremely obsessed with you. That is the second where the brakes come off and they do everything they can to destroy you. Everything they can to destroy you. Now, other people thought that Mad Shangi was a threat as well, but the thing that you guys need to know is this. Mad Shangi was part of AVFM. He was an MRA. He used to write articles for AVFM. I don't think AVFM knew who the hell he was when they brought him on board. But if the Southern Poverty Law Center used Mad Shangi's articles as their justification for citing that AVFM was a hate group, they'd be right. There's no argument there. I mean, you have to look at it from the other side of the table. AVFM does good work, but Mad Shangi, he's clearly a racist. He's clearly a misogynist. He's clearly a bigot. He's clearly insane. He is everything that feminists say is wrong with the MRA movement. And he is everything that everybody says is wrong with the MGTOW community. If people pointed to the MGTOW community and they used him as an example, guess what? They'd be right. That's why I don't use the acronym anymore. That's one of the reasons. Not him, but just other things that came up. But again, you don't need the label to follow the idea. But you have to understand that Mad Shangi's a threat. The guy's insane. He's a threat. And yeah, I joke around, but if you look at all this, he sent Lily 73 tweets in the context of 2 to 3 weeks max. Anybody who associates with this man has probably got the same sorts of mental health issues. They're probably just as narcissists. They're probably just as much as a psychopath. They're probably just as immune to the facts. And I can tell you right now, butt plugs for teeth is one of those spurgs. And the thing is that I'm not even talking about spurgs within the MGTOW community. You could see this with spurgs all across the internet. They do the same thing. They obsess with somebody and then they witch hunt them into the ground, which is why I did in the beginning of my Kraut stream, I did the anatomy of a witch hunt so people can look at that. So if you're interested in learning more about that, check out that stream, check out the first part of it. I go into detail about the anatomy of a witch hunt and what that looks like. Now, the thing is that it doesn't matter what kind of spurg it is. It doesn't matter what the issue is. This isn't just like an internet beef. This isn't just a disagreement between two people. Because if it was, Mad Shangi wouldn't have a problem coming on my stream and having this conversation with me out in the open. Okay? And yeah, Sonny, you're probably right. You are probably right. Now, I'm not saying I would be the guy that would punch anybody's lights out, but I'm just saying that it is what it is. Now, with that thing said, holy shit, Shangi has been known as a troll and a harasser for a long, long time. People knew he was a threat. So in 2016, Patrick John Duran, Mad Shangi, somebody went on Pastebin and they published his address in Calgary, Alberta. They published his work, his employer at the time, and his uncle's obituary. And again, I didn't do this. This was done in October. This was done April 17th, 2016. Okay. And yeah, it was linked from Encyclopedia Dramatica. Wannabe dick riders. Imagine that. So people saw him as a threat. They saw him as a concern. And they said, people need to know who this person is since they did that. Now, I don't support doxing. But whoever did this close to 2 years ago, I think that this is important. Now, the reason I think this is important is because in Canada, there is a law against stalking, according to the Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team. And it says, under the Criminal Code of Canada, stalking is legally referred to as criminal harassment. Stalking is repeatedly following the victim or someone who knows the victim, repeatedly communicating either directly or indirectly with the victim or anyone who knows them. You know, sort of like this. Or maybe the 10,000 tweets he sent to Lily. Or any of the other people that Shangi has harassed throughout the years in his 2007 forward internet career, his decade of harassment. Engaging in threatening conduct related to the victim or any member of their family. Like that guy who said in the beginning here, let me see if I can find it. Here, you know, after him and his buddies sexually harassed my minor children for years. This is against the law. This isn't just an internet beef. This man is literally violating the stalking law of Canada because he is a psychopath. This is why when I said in my announcement video that my ethics compel me to do a stream like this is the reason. This man's a threat. Anybody who doesn't see he's a threat is blind. This is the type of guy that turns into a mass shooter. This is the type of guy that goes into a workplace and starts stabbing or shooting people. This is the type of guy who becomes a serial killer. This man is mentally unstable. Absolutely. And I would not be surprised if we hear about Patrick Duran somewhere down the road making the news. Or if he decides to suicide by cop. And all joking aside, this is the reality. And listen, if he's harassed me, if he's harassed Lily, if he's harassed this David Amos guy, if he's harassed these other people, these feminists that I posted links of earlier, or the Sparrow woman, how many other people has he harassed in just the 10 years alone? It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous This man, he's mentally unstable. Mentally unstable. And again, I just showed you the Gab links and the YouTube links for 2 weeks. The Gab links, I only went back 2 days. He's all over the place. He is obsessed. He chooses a target and he's obsessed. And anybody who associates with him, this Menace Media, or who used to be known as MGTOW Menace, or Bullets for Teeth, who I lovingly recall Butt Plugs for Teeth, or any of the other Cantu Squad people who are mentally deranged. This is ridiculous. And so you have to understand that this is the type of stalking that this guy does. And again, it's stalking and harassment. Trolling is one thing, but obsession is something different, and it crosses the line. And my guess is that in that case, the Alberta Police Department is probably going to want to know about it. Now, here's their phone number. Calgary Police Department. Here's their phone number. It's 403-266-1234. And this is their non-emergency number. And this is the number that you contact if anybody at any point after this video gets posted is concerned about Patrick John Duran, a.k.a. Mad Shangi, and either being harassed or stalked or threatened by him. And I'm not talking about you feel threatened because, the clouds came out and you saw your shadow. I'm talking about actual death threats like, you want me to stab you in your fucking throat, bitch, or anything like that, or any of the other stuff he said. This is reality. This is what reality is. And people who don't understand that, they don't know jack shit about the law. But I'll tell you what, I lived in a courtroom for over 10 years. This is the type of behavior that constitutes a criminal violation. And for those people out there who call themselves, like myself, anti-feminist, who disagree with feminist ideology, or people who have disagreements on the internet, and you see these people go way overboard and they get obsessed like this is signs of mental derangement. It is absolute mental derangement. And I absolutely am concerned about it. And the good news is this. If you live in Calgary, or you live in Alberta, or you have access to those places, and Mad Shangi's come after you, this public information that's right here is all you need when you call the police. I'm going to put these links up with the video so people have it, so that you have his name, you have his home address, you have his former employer. Now, he could have moved. I don't know this is 2 years old. He could have moved. But the reality is that when you call the police and you give them that information, they'll be able to look it up. They'll be able to find out where he worked or where he lives or where he currently is. They'll be able to serve him with paperwork or arrest him if he needs to be. The man's a threat. Now, I don't know. Yeah, the information might be outdated, but the police will be able to find it, Sonny. Now, again, I don't know if he's done this to anybody other than me. But my guess is that because he's been so belligerent, because he's been so absolutely obsessed, he's done it to other people. Because you don't get this kind of balls from your first run out. That's why when they talk about serial killers and they say, they look in the serial killer's history and, the guy's killed 10 women. They realize that, the guy started out by killing fish and then he went and he killed rats and now he's killing dogs and he's killing deer and, he works his way up to humans. It's the same thing here. These types of predators do this. And I want to make sure it's abundantly clear. I didn't even Google this. This was information that was sent to me. It's all public. You can go to the website. If you look at the browser above on the top, this is Pastebin. This is all public website information. None of this is doxing. All of this is stuff that people sent to me. Again, it's public information. You go down to, what is this, Snap Search or whatever it's called? Snapbird. Somebody did a search. Real Mad Shangi, Lily Even 32. Okay, this is all public information. None of it is doxing, none of it is original, and all of it's been there. And his information about his address and his former employer, that was published on April 17th, 2016 by somebody named A Guest. Now, again, I don't support doxing, but if the information is here, this is what's going on. And yeah, Sonny, you're right. I started my YouTube career. My first video was October 28th from my own channel of last year. So again, Calgary Police Department, phone number 403-266-1234. If you think that this psychopath has been harassing you, let the police investigate it and let them make that decision. Let them make that determination. because this type of stuff, it's not there. And just so we're on the same page, you know, I don't like doing this. I don't like doing this. I don't like having to defend myself from somebody who makes false allegations against me. And Squad Recon, question. DDJ, why the attention on a guy with 48 subscribers? You apparently are new around here. Let me explain it to you, Squad Recon. False allegations of pedophilia, false allegations of sexual assault, when they're directed at me, they get scorched earth. Period. They get scorched earth. It is the worst crime someone could be accused of. A man who is falsely accused of something like that, he gets his job taken away from him. He gets fired. He gets his reputation destroyed. You look at the Me Too witch hunts. These men have their reputations destroyed. They lost millions of dollars. Some of them are going to get criminally prosecuted for it. You look at the Title IX witch hunts that feminists did in the colleges, where these men had their entire college careers destroyed because feminists got together under the Title IX pretense and violated their due process rights. And then when they sued, 70% of these people won. So all I'm saying is this. Now, I don't know if Mad Shangi has committed any crimes by the Calgary, Alberta, Canada standards. I do know that basically because of some of the stings I've seen, he has violated some laws and crossed some legal lines when it comes to stalking and harassment in the United States. But again, this isn't for me to judge him. I'm just expressing my concerns. I'm concerned that he's going to go out and he's going to stab somebody, or he's going to beat somebody, or he's going to harass somebody. This is not a small man. This man's 6'2". I'm also concerned that he's going to get one of these other spurgs like butt plugs for teeth or Menace Media or whoever. I mean, those guys are crazy. I've seen their streams. They're crazy. That he's going to get them and he's going to incite them into some kind of violence. This man is a threat, and he's surrounding himself with other psychopathic spurgs. So I'm concerned. I'm absolutely concerned. And I'll tell you, when somebody actually talks about death threats, I take that shit seriously. When somebody says, oh, do you want me to stab you in the neck? I'll absolutely take that seriously. And let me tell you something. If you're in a no retreat state and somebody makes that threat against you and they just happen to die in the exchange, that's self-defense in most jurisdictions if you're afraid for your life. So you have to understand that people are dealing with people's lives here. And while the internet, there might be a lot of trolls and spurgs and things like that. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news recently. There was a guy who got swatted where they trolled him on the internet. They found his address and they called the police to his house falsely. And then the team showed up and they killed him. The cops killed the man, an innocent man, a father of somebody. They killed him. Now, I don't think anybody should do that. And I would strongly say, look, do not harass this man. Don't send pizzas to this address. You don't even know if he lives there. Let the police handle it. Don't troll this man. Don't harass him. Don't, just leave him be. Don't bully him. But at the same token, if you think a crime has been committed, if you think you've been the target of a crime being committed, you need to contact the police department, the Calgary Police Service. You have the information there. It is on the screen. And again, I have seen internet personalities get falsely targeted because of this sort of thing. And again, there's trolls and trolls and trolls. I look at Tommy Sotomayor. Tommy Sotomayor has had the police go to his house multiple times because people like Mad Shangi have trolled him so badly. And Tommy was almost in tears. You can see the streams. Go to his YouTube channel. Take a look. This is not a new thing. This is not I'm not just talking out of my ass here. This destroys people's lives. And no one should allow anybody like a psychopath, like Mad Shangi, to destroy their lives. And Mad Shangi, if you're paying attention here, had you not been the psychopath you are, a reckoning like me would never have come upon you. So you have to understand, and for anybody else out there, I'm just trying to make videos about the stuff that I believe in. I'm just trying to write books about the things I care about. I'm not trying to target anybody. But if you come to my doorstep,
may I?
If you come to my doorstep with false allegations, if you come to my doorstep with unnecessary drama, you need to understand that there will be consequences similar to this. Go ahead.
May I speak? Yay.
Yes, you may speak.
Guys, look, I know some of you out there think this is harsh, and certain aspects I agree, but it has been clear time and time again. False allegations get scorched earth. On top of that, you really have to remember this man has been harassing DDJ for weeks. And come on, there's only so much a person can take of this. You guys have all seen the Gab posts, you've seen the videos, and that's just like the current channel. The channels that haven't been shut down. There were plenty more that have actually been taken down, shut down. I mean, he made a video about DDJ where he had some man having sex with a Cabbage Patch doll, like a legit little girl's toy. That's how far this person has gone. And it needs to be definitely reiterated that this is absolutely unacceptable behavior for anyone. We're not saying go after him. We're not saying attack him. We are saying the actions he has taken are completely unacceptable, and they will get scorched earth.
And I will say this. I'm saying the exact opposite. I'm saying don't go after him. Let the police do it. Let the authorities handle it. Yeah, let them handle it. Sorry for talking over you though, Lily. I know you were kind of winding up a little bit, but you're right. So thank you for being a good Q&A thought. Perfect. So with that in mind, this information is there. Now I will be posting links to all of the information that's here. Obviously, some of the screenshots I won't. They're just there for entertainment value, but they'll be on the video. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and open it to Q&A. If you have questions of me, let's go ahead and address those now. If you have questions of Lily, let's address those now, and let's just move forward.
DDJ, how has this guy not been arrested and thrown in jail already with his blatant track record?
You know, my guess is that probably most people haven't found him. Guys like this end up slipping through the cracks. Plus, I mean, he relocated from British Columbia to Alberta, which I think is like most of a continent. So, you know, he was able to kind of slip through the cracks there. My guess is if somebody actually did any investigation on him in British Columbia, they're going to find he probably had mental health history as a kid. And possibly a criminal record. And he might have a criminal record he doesn't talk about. And I would not be surprised in the least if he had a mental health record. But I mean, I've seen guys. And the other thing is, too, is if most of his harassment is online, you have to understand that cyber stalking and a lot of those cyber stalking laws, they're relatively new. And so if he's moving around a lot, or like he always changes his accounts, he's always bouncing around different accounts. So it's hard to like tie the one guy down. You can do it with the pictures and stuff, but you know, sometimes the cops get busy, and if the one account doesn't exist anymore, like he closes it down or it gets closed down for him, like say like YouTube shuts him down or Twitter, the cops may enter investigation there because they just don't know. They'll usually leave it open, but they'll just kind of like leave it in like a cold case file if they can't find anything there. So, you know, a lot of times people like that slip through the cracks. So, yeah, well, you can tell I know jack shit about Canada. Thank you, Hydra. All right, next question.
All right, we kind of covered this one already, but clearly somebody needs to reiterate it. I'm guessing it's a puppet account. Question: how will you feel if someone from the TFM clan will fuck Shangi up and the police will find out that you doxed him live on YouTube?
I didn't dox him live on YouTube. All the information's public. Learn the definition of doxing. And, you know, hashtag don't be a Me Too cuck. Next question.
Okay. Another question that we've kind of already covered. DDJ, are you not concerned with the possibility of the address being correct? What if something over the top happens to him? Are you not concerned with the legal action possibly taken against you in that scenario?
I'm not worried. I'll be honest with you. I'm not worried about it because I have not told anybody to go to his house and whip the shit out of him. I've not told anybody to set his house on fire. I've not told anybody to take any kind of physical action against him. I've actually said just the opposite. I think the address should only be used, and I'm going to reiterate this again in case somebody, you know, has an issue. The address should only be used if you're contacting law enforcement. Provide the information to law enforcement and let the police do their job. Period. And no, I'm not concerned about what happens to Mad Shangi. Mad Shangi is a predator, and predators get accountability. And don't get me wrong, I won't take any kind of enjoyment if he trips off a curb and, falls on his jaw. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. But on the same token, I'm not advocating for that either. So, you to be clear, let law enforcement do their job. Let them do their job. Provide them the information so he could be identified. Provide the information so he can be located, and let the police handle it. And if the police and the prosecutors don't believe that he's committed a crime, if you feel like he's harassing you, okay, then you've done your job to let law enforcement do theirs. But if he has committed a crime, or if he is actually guilty of something under those laws, or if he doesn't live at that address, law enforcement will be able to know. The police will go out to that address and they will question him. And if he's not at that address, they will find out where he lives, because they have computer databases that will allow that based on his ID and information. They'll find out where he lives and they'll go to that address and question him. But nobody should harass him or question him or spurg out on him or anything else. Because if you do, that makes you no better than him. The man is a threat. He needs to be held legally accountable for his actions. And the people that do it are law enforcement. Nobody else.
Okay then. Thank you for reiterating.
Yeah.
DDJ, how do trolls find the address of these people?
I don't know. I have no idea. I know the alt-right's really good at it. I saw a stream from Jeremy the other day. I guess he was saying that nobody should debate the alt-right because everybody who debates the alt-right gets doxxed. And I guess there's been some other scuttlebutt about it, but I don't know. So, yeah, there you go. Next question.
Okay. DDJ, the Mad Spurg ended his simulcast stream 16 minutes ago. Are you going to watch it for lols?
I actually haven't watched any of his streams. The only information I know about his streams is what other people have told me. So I don't give a shit what he says. I just don't want him harassing people when I see him harassing me. So there you go.
Okay. Just a little announcement. Squad Recon, I got your question, but it's not really a question. And I'm sure DDJ
Go ahead and
has
read
seen
it.
it in the chat. So
Read it.
okay. Just a friendly heads up, DDJ. Counseling to commit mischief is a criminal offence in Canada. Mischief includes filing false police reports and swatting. Showing the police phone number for the Calgary police was ill-advised. Just to be clear, I am a big fan of your work and I understand your motivation for Scorched Earth, but this is too far.
All right. Let me go ahead and just kind of address this, because obviously, Squad Recon, you have some concerns. I want to make sure that you understand, because clearly you're kind of new around here and clearly you're being sincere. So let me kind of put this in context. Okay. I don't know who you are. You don't sign my paycheck. You don't give me a grade, and you don't suck my dick. So I don't give a shit who you are. At the end of the day. And so we're clear. Let me go ahead and just kind of let's go ahead and touch on this a little bit. Okay. This is Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team's website. There will be a link here for those people who are concerned about it. And it says, and I'm going to repeat this to you because clearly you missed this part of the stream. So let me go ahead and just, I'll pull out the baby spoon. I'll put the bib on you. I'll put you up in the high chair so that you can eat it and understand it. Read along with me. Under the Criminal Code of Canada, stalking is legally referred to as criminal harassment. Now that means that's a crime. Let's break it down. That means it's a crime. That means it's illegal. And what do you do when you find crimes? You report them to the police. This is how this works. This is how it works in civil society. You report them to the police. Crime, report them to the police. See how that works? They kind of fit together. It's almost like the police department is there to investigate and stop crime. Holy shit. I mean, I know this is like a mind-blowing thing for some people. But, again, let's go back. Under the Criminal Code of Canada, I guess that means crime. Criminal code. Again, you know, I've only got a decade of legal experience. Maybe this is a little bit beyond my education, knowledge, or experience. But let's touch on this again. Under the Criminal Code of Canada, stalking is legally referred to as criminal harassment. Okay, and this goes into the crime of stalking, safety information, the whole thing. Their partners, other law enforcement, quick links, Twitter, the whole thing. Okay. I don't give a shit if you ill-advise me for anything, because at the end of the day, again, you don't give me a grade, you don't suck my dick, and you don't give me a paycheck, so your opinion doesn't matter. And if you are a patron, cancel it. I don't need your money. Okay? That's not why I do this. People want to support my work, they can. It's not necessary. But I'm sharing with you the information that I believe in good faith is correct. Now, if somebody in Canada thinks that I'm telling people to file a false police report, at best you're ignorant. At worst, you're part of the Cantu Cuck squad or one of the Shangi psychopaths. And you're afraid that he's going to get accountability. And let me tell you something. There is only one thing worse than the unknown. And that's knowing what's coming and knowing you can't do shit to stop it. So if this man has committed a crime, the information will be there to be properly reported to the police. And if he's not in that jurisdiction, they'll find out which jurisdiction he's in and they'll hold him accountable there. So here's what I say. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your legal experience is. I have no reason to listen to you. You're just some faceless dude behind a keyboard who thinks he's important. So my suggestion is, if you have something to say about it, start your own stream, start your own channel, talk about it, tell me where I'm wrong, show me the evidence where I'm wrong. But don't be a hashtag #MeTooCuck, and definitely don't be a domestic violence apologist. Because I don't want anybody hurt. And I think law enforcement is just the tool for this job. You don't stalk people, you don't harass people, you don't commit crimes against people and expect not to be held accountable. Period.
Okay, but DDJ, do you plan on going after this guy legally in a way that doesn't dox you beyond this stream?
I'll take this anywhere it needs to go. Honestly, from what I read, it looks like he actually has committed crimes against me by both United States and Canadian standards. But the reality is that he's just a nobody. I mean, what's he going to do? Fly to Washington State and leave in a body bag? I mean, really? Is that what he's going to do? Is he going to send somebody else to my house and try to harass? I mean, really? You know, I mean, what's he going to do? Escalate this more? Is he going to show how much more badass his pixels are than mine? I mean, for me, it's not that big a deal. I can defend myself. But I'm more concerned about the women that he's harassed. I'm more concerned about other people that he's harassed that he might be able to get access to, or the other spurgs that he talks to around the world who might harass people for him. So when it comes to those sort of things, for myself, I'm not that concerned. I'm more concerned about the other people. Because I'll tell you, if he's doing this to me and he's so aggressive to me and so upfront about it to me, he's done this before. And I've seen that he's done it before. I mean, again, there was some guy that said that Shangi sexually harassed his minor children. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. There's no reason for that. If you disagree with somebody, disagree with them. But don't abuse their family. Ridiculous. Anyway, go on.
Yep. So the last one isn't really a question, it's a statement, but here we go.
Okay.
DDJ, don't let the false accusation of being a pedo get the best of you. Since people know it may trigger you by now, don't let it get the best of you. Love and support your work. Keep it up, my friend. Oh,
I appreciate that. Just so we're on the same page, I'm not as concerned about myself with the allegations. I'm concerned about Phil from the Dollhouse, and I'm concerned about other people. You know, one of the things that I think that's important is that people need to live their lives ethically. And if you have a concern about something, have evidence to back it up. Don't just run around making stuff up. You know, every relationship is built on trust, whether it's a personal relationship, a professional relationship, a romantic relationship. All those relationships are built on trust. And so, you know, I don't necessarily get triggered by it per se, but I'm definitely passionate about how I feel. And I don't like having to hold people like Mad Shangi accountable. But if they come to my doorstep, well, they've kind of given me that offer that I can't really refuse. And if that's the case, then, well, here's the accountability. You know, again, I'm not looking to bully Mad Shangi. I'm not looking to harass him. I'm looking to warn the general public about him, because this man has been a cancer since 2007. He's been a cancer for over 10 years. And it's about time that he sees some accountability for some of the stuff he's done. Because the reality is that him and people like him are part of the reason why the men's rights movement is having so many challenges. Because, you know, he was with Voice for Men. He was an MRA, and he was, you know, a spokesperson type of person as an author. So he was working in the public sphere. And as a content creator, you know, he does represent the MGTOW community to people who might be outside of MGTOW. And if they look for MGTOW, they're going to find him and they're going to be like, holy shit, this man is a psychopath. I don't want anything to do with MGTOW. Or, you know, maybe I'm so stuck in the red pill rage, I resonate with him because, you know, I'm having mental health problems anyway. And in those types of situations, that's where he becomes dangerous, because those people in the red pill rage, which is sort of like PTSD, those are people who are fragile. Those are the people who need support. Those are the people that you need to walk off the cliff, or walk back from the cliff, I should say, so that they don't jump off, because they end up hurting themselves and the people around them. And those are the people that we need to protect from people like Mad Shangi. Is that the last question?
That was it, Senpai.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you tuning into the stream today. I appreciate all the questions and the comments, of course. So with that, I hope everybody has a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.